prehistoric creatures are supposed to be extinct, but some people believe that there are still these creatures hiding somewhere on Earth, and we have some evidence to support this. Let's take a look at this possible proof. These are prehistoric creatures that might be alive today. Number 15. Turtle 250 million years old. Turtles might not be the quickest off the mark, but they're one of a few prehistoric creatures that have managed to hold their own when many others succumb to evolutionary hardships. Turtles have been on this Earth for 250 million years, and while they've evolved in their looks and behavior, they're still as hardy and as slow as they have always been. Turtles of several million years ago used to be about 10 feet long and weigh around 2 tons. They didn't always have a shell either. Researchers believe that turtles have survived a mass extinction because of their aquatic lifestyle and slow metabolism. Being in the water protected them from whatever killed the dinosaurs, and they could survive on few resources. They also picked up survival skills along the way. They grew shells to protect them from predators, which is sure to have helped them last the distance. Turtles used to have teeth and eat meat and were even known to eat crocodiles. Turtles today are a bit more health conscious and live on plants and fruits. Turtles might be smaller and a bit daintier than they used to be, but there's no denying they're more robust than dinosaurs. After all, who's here today? Not the dinosaur. Number 14. Elephant shark 420 million years old. The elephant shark is a vertebrate related to sharks and rays that has been around for 420 million years, according to Nature, a scientific journal. It's the slowest evolving vertebrate in the world and can be found off the coast of Australia and New Zealand. Elephant sharks have snouts that help them to hunt for shellfish in the sand. Their snouts are also covered with sensors that enable them to pick up electrical currents and sounds. Most fish glide effortlessly through the water, but not the elephant shark. It has large appendages that look like wings to launch itself through the water, not all that dissimilar from a manta ray. The elephant shark may be prehistoric, which means it's had plenty of opportunities to evolve, but it hasn't. It looks very much the same as it did 420 million years ago. Number 13. Purple frog 130 million years old. If you mistook the purple frog for a blob, then you'd be forgiven, for it looks more blob than frog. Could that be why it's one of the few prehistoric creatures to have survived mass extinction? The purple frog has been around for 130 million years, and you can only find it in southern Indian mountain ranges. It's of an earthly purple hue and has darker and lighter brown bits on its feet and stomach, and it lives underground, at least most of the time. The purple frog also looks more like a mole than a frog, almost like it's going through an identity crisis. It has a pointed nose and rounded body that seems a little disproportionate. It's also fatter than other frogs and weighs about as much as a baseball. The purple frog couldn't get any more unfrog-like if it tried. It lives on termites and ants and sucks them up as if it were a mole or ant-eater. It also doesn't croak like a frog but rather clucks like a chicken. We think the purple frog's a little uncertain about its identity. Number 12. Imperial Scorpion 400 million years old. While not quite as prehistoric as the Nautilus, the Imperial Scorpion is still quite an impressive creature that's still alive today. It goes by the name of Emperor Scorpion and is the largest and oldest in the world. Oddly enough, it hasn't evolved or changed much since it came into existence. The Imperial Scorpion is native to West Africa but is prevalent in many different places around the world. You'll mostly spot them in tropical forests and open savannas, close to termite mounds, in litter and debris, in burrows and under rocks. They weigh around 1 ounce, grow to up to 7.9 inches long, and glow fluorescent under UV light. Their natural blue and green coloring make them easy to spot and avoid by humans. The way they detect prey is pretty neat. They have sensory hairs on their tail and pincers and use these to detect vibrations on the ground and in the air. While the Imperial Scorpion might be quite terrifying to look at, they are a scientific marvel, and we're quite pleased that they are a prehistoric creature that's still alive today. Their venom may have properties that can protect humans from bacteria and malaria. In saying that, their sting is still pretty painful, and they use it for hunting at night along with their pincers. Number 11. Giant Chinese salamander 170 million years old. The giant Chinese salamander is one of only 2 giant salamander species still in existence, and this fella has been around for 170 million years. While its critically endangered status means it may not be around for much longer, it's still exciting to know that such a large amphibian is still battling on. The giant Chinese salamander can reach lengths of up to 5.9 feet and weighs up to 110 pounds. They live on fish, crabs, worms, insects, smaller versions of themselves, and shrimp. It's fair to say they'd rack up quite a bill at any seafood restaurant. These salamanders are nocturnal creatures, spending most of their time hiding in underwater caves or crevices during the day. Their eyesight is poor, so they rely on sensory nodes along their bodies to detect vibrations and movements in the water. This adaptation allows them to locate prey even in complete darkness. Despite their size, they are surprisingly agile in the water, using their powerful tails to propel themselves forward. Habitat destruction? pollution, and overharvesting for food and traditional medicine have drastically reduced their population in the wild. Conservation efforts, including breeding programs and habitat restoration, are underway to save this ancient species. Some researchers believe that protecting the giant Chinese salamander could also benefit other species in its ecosystem, as it plays a key role in maintaining balance in freshwater habitats. Unlike fish, giant Chinese salamanders don't have gills. Even though they live underwater, they somehow absorb oxygen through their skin. During breeding season, the female can lay up to 500 eggs, and the male looks after them while they hatch. It's unknown how much longer this amphibian can hold out without intervention, but we're all rooting for its survival. Now it's time for today's topic. In a highly unexpected and terrifying incident, a bus carrying tourists near a remote lagoon in South Africa became the target of a massive shark attack. The group had stopped to admire the natural beauty of the lagoon when, out of nowhere, a massive shark launched itself from the water, slamming into the side of the bus. Witnesses described the creature as enormous, with jagged teeth and a body far larger than any modern shark they had ever seen. Panic erupted as the shark thrashed against the bus before sliding back into the water. Fortunately, no one was injured, but the encounter left the tourists and locals shaken. Some believe the shark was a modern great white, but others argue its size and unusual features suggest it could be a prehistoric survivor, possibly a relative of the Megalodon. Marine experts are investigating the incident, but the lack of clear footage has only fueled speculation. Could this be evidence of a long-lost predator still lurking in our waters, or was it simply an oversized great white? For now, the lagoon has been closed, and the mystery of the massive shark remains unsolved, leaving many to wonder what else might be hiding in the depths. Number 10. Nautilus, 500 million years old. At 500 million years old, the Nautilus, a type of shellfish, is older than dinosaurs by 265 million years. It's found in the Great Barrier Reef, Andaman, Fiji, and tropical waters at depths of 2,200 feet, and is considered a living fossil. Nautiluses have chambered shells, 100 tentacles, and a muscular hood which helps it fight predators. Even in 500 million years of its existence, the Nautilus has changed very little. It grows to around 10 inches in diameter and has a white to orange shell with brown stripes. The shell's intricate chambers not only aid in buoyancy but also provide protection from predators like octopuses and large fish. Scientists have marveled at the Nautilus's ability to survive in extreme conditions, including high pressure and low light, which would be inhospitable to many other marine creatures. Its eyes, while lacking a lens, function like a pinhole camera, allowing it to detect light and movement in the dark depths of the ocean. Nautiluses are also known for their slow metabolism, which enables them to go long periods without food, a key factor in their survival over millions of years. Their tentacles, unlike those of squid or octopuses, lack suckers but are highly adhesive, allowing them to grip prey with ease. This ancient creature's resilience and adaptability have made it a subject of fascination for marine biologists, who study it to understand how life has endured through mass extinctions. How this unique and ancient shellfish moves is incredible. Each of its chambers is filled with water and gas. By changing the gas content, it can change its buoyancy. It then injects the water out through a siphon which offers jet propulsion movement. It can move up, down, forward, and back. This incredible critter has a parrot-like beak that it uses to slice its food, and its radula, another organ, grinds its food up before it swallows it. It dines on crab, fish, and shrimp, be it dead or alive. For the most part, nautiluses will hang around on the seafloor, but will typically launch upwards as the sun sets in search of food. While not everyone will get the opportunity to see this shellfish in person, it's exciting to know that it's been around for hundreds of millions of years. Number 9. Megalodon Shark. Over half of Americans say they're scared of sharks. Great white sharks can grow around 16 feet long, so yeah, they're a bit scary. However, the great white has nothing on the Megalodon shark, which is undoubtedly going to give your phobia some real merit. The Megalodon shark was the biggest shark in the world. It went extinct around 1.5 million years ago, but not everyone is convinced that's entirely true. After all, how much of the ocean have we really seen? Most people are probably just hoping it's true. This shark used to grow up to 60 feet long and was the apex predator of its day. Scientists believe the Megalodon's bite force was unparalleled, estimated to be over 40,000 pounds per square inch, making it capable of crushing the bones of whales. Fossil evidence suggests that its diet primarily consisted of large marine mammals, including whales, seals, and even other sharks. The Megalodon's massive size and appetite would have required it to consume hundreds of pounds of food daily, which may have contributed to its extinction as food sources dwindled. Its teeth, which could grow up to 7 inches long, are often found in coastal areas, providing a glimpse into the shark's hunting grounds millions of years ago. Some researchers theorize that the rise of smaller, faster predators like the great white shark may have outcompeted the megalodon for food. The cooling of the oceans during the Pleistocene epoch likely also played a role, as the megalodon preferred warmer waters. Nothing could stand in this shark's way, which makes it quite surprising that it succumbed to extinction. Global climate conditions and fierce competition for food may have been to blame. The megalodon, regardless of how it died out, was impressive. It had enormous teeth that are still being found fossilized today and could open its jaw wide enough to fit two humans side by side. In that jaw were 276 gnarly teeth that could chomp down on anything. Some deep-sea fishermen claim they have seen sharks far larger than a great white, which has made some people question whether the megalodon is still around. But we're not going to go and find out, for no one needs to see another Jaws remake. Number 8. Lamprey, 360 million years old. The lamprey is a type of parasitic fish that has survived 4 evolutionary extinctions. It mainly exists in the Atlantic Ocean, and most people will be quite pleased about that. They really are quite horrifying to look at. They have no jaws but instead have a mouth that looks like a suction cup. Their tongues are razor sharp, and their mouths are full of horn-shaped teeth. But it's not the teeth you should be worried about, it's the tongue. It can latch on to any other fish, scrape away its scales, then devour its flesh, blood, and whatever other nutrients it can get. Lampreys are known to be highly adaptable, thriving in both freshwater and saltwater environments, which has contributed to their survival over millions of years. Some species of lamprey are anadromous, meaning they migrate from the ocean to rivers to spawn, often traveling hundreds of miles upstream. Their larvae, known as amicoetes, spend several years buried in riverbeds, filtering nutrients from the water before maturing into their parasitic adult form. This unique life cycle has fascinated scientists, as it showcases the lamprey's ability to adapt to drastically different habitats during its lifetime. Despite their parasitic nature, lampreys play an important role in ecosystems by helping to control fish populations and recycling nutrients. They essentially use their mouths like vacuums to get their dinner. To the general population, the lamprey is just another fish among several thousand species, but scientists believe it's quite unique. It's one of few animals that can regenerate parts of its body, including its spinal cord. Even if its spinal cord is completely severed, it can regenerate it from paralysis to full mobility in about 3 months. This ability could hold the key to nerve damage injuries and how to heal them in humans. Alongside finding out how their body works, scientists were equally as intrigued to discover that it hasn't evolved all that much. Records show it has got slightly longer, but it's still in the same form today as it was 360 million years ago. Number 7. Cockroaches, 200 million years old. There won't be any doubt in your mind why cockroaches survived a mass extinction. These creepy crawly critters are impossible to kill. They can live a week without a head by breathing through holes in their body and only die because they aren't able to drink. They can even survive without food for a whole month. If you thought that was the end of their mad skill sets, then you'd be wrong. Cockroaches are also incredibly adaptable, thriving in a wide range of environments, from tropical rainforests to urban cities. Their flattened bodies allow them to squeeze into the tiniest of cracks, making it nearly impossible to keep them out of homes and buildings. They are nocturnal creatures, which means they are most active at night, scavenging for food and water while avoiding predators. Cockroaches are also known for their rapid reproduction, with some species capable of producing hundreds of offspring in a single year. Their resilience is further demonstrated by their ability to eat almost anything, including glue, paper, and even soap. Scientists have studied cockroaches extensively to understand their survival mechanisms, with some even looking into how their tough exoskeletons could inspire new materials. Despite their reputation as pests, cockroaches play an important role in ecosystems by breaking down organic matter and recycling nutrients. Their ability to withstand extreme conditions, including high levels of radiation, has even sparked discussions about their potential to survive in post-apocalyptic scenarios. They can hold their breath for 40 minutes, survive being submerged in water for 30 minutes, and can run 3 miles per hour. They also love alcohol. What kind of crazy critter is this? There are 4,000 cockroach species in existence, and the cockroach as a whole is even older than the dinosaur. Given that it can tolerate high levels of radiation, we're not surprised it's lasted the distance. Number 6. Giant ground sloth. The giant ground sloth, also known as Megatherium, is a distant relative of the modern-day sloth that may or may not exist today. Experts believe it became extinct around 4,000 years ago, but native people in South America swear it still exists. The Megatherium was the size of an elephant and, fully grown, weighed around 4 tons. It lived across the South American continent up to Colombia and was one of the largest land mammals of its time. While it would have walked on 4 legs for most of its life, it stood up to 13 feet tall whenever it reached for food. Its massive claws, which could grow up to a foot long, were primarily used for pulling down branches and defending itself from predators like saber-toothed cats. Despite its size and strength, the Megatherium was a herbivore, feeding on leaves, fruits, and other vegetation. Fossil evidence suggests that these creatures were social animals, often living in small groups near water sources. Some researchers theorize that early humans may have hunted the giant ground sloth, contributing to its eventual extinction. The discovery of ancient cave paintings in South America depicting large sloth-like creatures has fueled speculation that humans and Megatherium once coexisted. These paintings, along with native legends, keep the mystery of the giant ground sloth alive. These giant sloths lived during the Ice Age and evolved into those you see today. They lived along rivers and lakes and also preferred forests. Many people believe that by the end of the Ice Age, around 11,700 years ago, they became extinct. That's not to say that they don't still exist. Rainforest natives believe they have seen them deep in the jungle, and others say a giant creature with matted fur fitting the description of a giant sloth has been seen in South America. We may never know for sure, but we think this prehistoric creature is pretty cool all the same. Number 5. Pygmy right whale 23 million years old. The pygmy right whale, thought to be around 23 million years old, might be alive today or it might not. It's that elusive, hidden, and rare that it could entirely die out and no one would be any the wiser. Who's to say it hasn't already? Thought to be one of the rarest whale species in existence, the pygmy right whale has only been spotted a few dozen times. There are a few fossils, few live specimens, and therefore not a lot of information about them. Scientists aren't overly sure what they eat, how they reproduce, or how they act. Some researchers speculate that their elusive nature might be due to their preference for remote, open ocean habitats, far from human activity. Their small size compared to other whales also makes them harder to spot, even when they surface to breathe. Unlike other baleen whales, the pygmy right whale is thought to be a solitary creature, rarely seen in large groups or pods. This behavior, combined with their preference for cold southern waters, has made studying them a significant challenge. Advances in marine tracking technology may one day provide more insights into their mysterious lives. With the little information they do have, they've been able to ascertain that this whale is one of the smallest, at around 21 feet long and approximately 7,700 pounds, and they live in the cold waters of the southern hemisphere. They also have an arched snout, which is unlike most other whale breeds. The last fossils to be found of the pygmy right whale were in Italy and Japan. From those fossils, scientists ascertained that this whale might originate from the baleen family up to 25 million years ago. Not a great deal of information is available on their diets, but the size of their lungs and heart suggests they don't dive deep for food. Scientists assume their diet consists of euphausiids and copepods and the odd snack of krill from time to time. Number 4. Frilled shark 80 million years old. Let's take a vote. All those in favor of the frilled shark being a prehistoric creature that isn't alive today, say aye. There are no two ways about it. This 80-million-year-old cousin of the great white and hammerhead shark is a monster. It has 6 gills, 300 sharp teeth, and a hinged jaw. It's more like an eel than a shark and hasn't evolved all that much in 80 million years. Their small, sharp teeth make it challenging for prey to escape once they're in its grasp, and they can bend their entire body while lunging forward like a snake. The frilled shark's hunting strategy is as terrifying as it is effective, as it uses its snake-like movements to ambush prey in the dark depths of the ocean. Scientists believe that its long, flexible body allows it to navigate tight spaces in underwater crevices, where it can surprise unsuspecting fish and squid. Its teeth, which are needle-like and inward-facing, ensure that once prey is caught, there's no escape. The frilled shark's diet primarily consists of cephalopods, but it's also been known to eat smaller sharks and bony fish. Despite its fearsome appearance, the frilled shark is a slow swimmer, relying on stealth and ambush rather than speed to catch its prey. Its ability to survive in extreme depths, where food is scarce, is a testament to its adaptability and resilience. The frilled shark's ancient lineage and unchanged anatomy make it a living fossil, offering scientists a glimpse into what the oceans might have looked like millions of years ago. Let's be thankful the frilled shark prefers to hang out at depths of between 3,900 and 5,150 feet. Any closer to the surface and we'd be a little worried. They swallow their prey whole, have 25 rows of teeth, and even have spines known as dermal denticles in their mouths. They also grow to average lengths of 4.9 feet, but females are often shorter. The female also has one of the longest gestation periods, 42 months, which is sure to make most human females feel a bit better about their 9-month pregnancy. Fortunately for those who are a little squeamish, the frilled shark is rarely found alive by those who spot them. Number 3. Geriel 200 million years old. The Geriel looks like a cross between a crocodile and a hair comb and has been around for the last 200 million years. It outlasted the dinosaur and many other prehistoric creatures, and it's not hard to see why. It has razor-sharp teeth that interlock to stop its prey from escaping, and it can weigh as much as 1,500 pounds. The Geriel likely scared extinction away, This prehistoric creature looks very similar to a crocodile but with a few differences. It can be any number of colors, from black to olive green, and it has big bulging eyes within a small head. Unlike crocodiles, gharials have a long, narrow snout that is perfectly adapted for catching fish, their primary source of food. The shape of their snout reduces water resistance, allowing them to snap up fish with incredible speed and precision. Male gharials also have a bulbous growth on the tip of their snout, called a gara, which they use to produce a buzzing sound to attract females during mating season. Despite their fearsome appearance, gharials are not a threat to humans, as their narrow jaws are not designed to handle large prey. They are often found basking on riverbanks, conserving energy and regulating their body temperature. Gharials play a crucial role in maintaining the health of river ecosystems by controlling fish populations and keeping the aquatic food chain balanced. Conservation efforts are underway to protect these ancient reptiles, including breeding programs and habitat restoration projects. However, pollution, habitat destruction, and illegal fishing continue to threaten their survival. The gharial also has weak legs compared to a croc and has to drag them under its belly when it's on land. Sadly, the gharial is critically endangered, so while it's been here for 200 million years, its future looks uncertain. There are only thought to be around 200 of them left in the wild in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India. Number 2. Modern-day kraken, colossal squid. Sailors often spoke about a monster at sea that was capable of devouring man and a lot of other big stuff too. While the monster became a legend known as the kraken, modern-day researchers believe it's likely what those sailors had seen was the colossal squid. The colossal squid can grow to as long as a minibus, up to 46 feet, and has eyes measuring around 15 inches in diameter. It's definitely not a sea creature you'll want to see in a dark, watery alley. They weigh around 1,650 pounds, and while they look similar to a giant squid in many ways, their tentacles and arms differ significantly. Their massive eyes, the largest in the animal kingdom, allow them to detect faint light and movement in the pitch-black depths of the ocean. These eyes are crucial for spotting prey like large fish and other squid, which they ambush with their powerful tentacles. The swiveling hooks on their tentacles are not only sharp but also incredibly strong, capable of inflicting serious damage on their prey. Colossal squids are believed to be ambush predators, lying in wait in the deep ocean before striking with lightning speed. Despite their size and fearsome appearance, they are often preyed upon by sperm whales, leading to epic underwater battles that have fascinated scientists for years. Evidence of these encounters can be seen in the scars left on sperm whales, caused by the squid's hooks during their desperate attempts to escape. Much of what we know about the colossal squid comes from rare specimens caught accidentally by deep-sea fishermen, as they are notoriously elusive. The colossal squid is thought to be as big as it is due to abyssal gigantism. This phenomenon affects creatures who live deep in the ocean, which makes the same species who don't live as deep in the sea far smaller. It currently exists within thousands of miles of southern South Africa, the southern tip of New Zealand, southern South America, and north of Antarctica. Pencil those locations in your diary as where not to visit for a creepy prehistoric creature encounter. Number 1. Goblin Shark, 125 million years old. You've got to admit, not all animals in the wild are as cute and cuddly as kitties and puppies. Prehistoric creatures like dinosaurs were not a 10 on the attractiveness scale, and goblin sharks certainly weren't either. Goblin sharks are a prehistoric creature that's been around for 125 million years and still is. They grow to about 13 feet long and live in the dark depths of the ocean, as deep as 4,300 feet. It's probably a good thing they do too, for they're quite a scary-looking form of marine life. Their blood vessels show through their skin to give them a pink or red pallor, and they have an odd-shaped jaw that allows them to sweep their prey up in the most unusual fashion. When hunting, the goblin shark's jaw extends forward in a lightning-fast motion, almost like a slingshot, to grab unsuspecting prey. This unique feeding mechanism, known as slingshot feeding, is one of the fastest jaw movements in the animal kingdom. Their diet primarily consists of fish, squid, and crustaceans, which they detect using their highly sensitive snout. Despite their fearsome appearance, goblin sharks are slow swimmers, relying more on stealth and ambush than speed to catch their prey. Scientists believe their sluggish movements help them conserve energy in the deep ocean, where food can be scarce. The goblin shark's eerie, translucent skin and protruding jaws have earned it the nickname living fossil, as it closely resembles its ancient ancestors. These sharks are rarely encountered by humans, and most of what we know about them comes from accidental catches by deep-sea fishermen. They can also blend into their surroundings, so you never see them coming for you. The goblin shark snout is relatively unique as well. It's what's known as a rostrum, which looks like a blade and functions as a prey detector. Its tiny receptors pick up electrical fields, which enable it to sweep over the seabed and scoop up a snack or two. So far, it hasn't been possible to keep the goblin shark in captivity, and its preferred living quarters are quite far down, so sightings of this prehistoric shark are rare. Are you shocked to your core? Some of these prehistoric creatures are incredible. Which one surprised you the most? Also, check out the other cool things appearing on the screen right now. See you next time.